Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. Hope you're having a great one. We have a show full of the latest hot topics everyone is talking about. But remind you, rather watch, just go to our YouTube channel, The Stephen Knight Show. Please subscribe, comment, and like. We have our merch on our website, thestephennightshow.com. We're also over on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, of course, our official website. I keep pushing that, but check it out. We have a lot of good stuff there. Want to remind you to register to vote. There's some very important elections coming up. Of course, we're less than a year till the presidential election next year. That's crazy. And then, of course, our prayers are still with the people of Israel and Palestine, people that are just in the mix of this war. It's sad to watch, but our thoughts and prayers are definitely with them. All right, what's going on, fam? How y'all feeling?
I guess it's Monday. Monday.
You know, believe it or not, I actually had a pretty good Monday. I was traveling yesterday. I was in Portland, Oregon, visiting my family, my sister. We've been doing the last few years. My mother's birthday, she passed away, but her birthday is November 5th. So we've been spending that weekend together. And so between daylight savings time and traveling, I didn't get in until super late, midnight, but I felt good when I woke up this morning. I felt good. I was productive today. Good. It's just like, I don't know. I got a lot of sleep though on that flight, so maybe that was it. But did y'all do anything exciting over the weekend?
But real quick, Chike, you look kind of blurry.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead and say how your weekend was. I'm gonna disappear and I'll come back.
All right. So my boyfriend has been, whenever he has his kids on the weekends, he tries to figure out what we can do.
Mm-hmm.
We had went to the aquarium like a couple weeks ago in Woodbury, but this Saturday we went to Brooklyn. And we went to the Brooklyn Library to check
Jay-Z.
The Book of Hope exhibit at the Brooklyn Library, which was amazing.
Yeah.
Just to see how Jay-Z has completely elevated.
Yeah.
And just evolved over the years, and the fact that they recognized him, that's where he's from. Mm-hmm. Like, you start from the rooter to the tutor.
Yeah.
With his upbringing, you see a lot of videos in between, and it was some nostalgia for those of us of a certain age. Because they had some floppy disk in there. They had some other stuff in there. You're like, oh, they had a whole bunch of records, like the actual record.
Right.
So it was a nice, it was a nice exhibit. It fit, because the library is still open itself. Right. So it takes certain parts of the library and other parts of the library, everybody doing their thing, but it was so crowded. But it was an amazing and immersive experience.
Yeah.
To see that, and I felt it. Like, I really felt it. As we were going through everything, I really, really hate taking pictures because I like to be in my moment and I don't want to miss anything.
Right.
So I have things, and I took pictures and videos. I just haven't posted because I just really wanted to be in that moment. But it's over with December, I think 4th. December 4th. So if you have an opportunity to check it out, go check it out. And it's a great exhibit.
Yeah, I saw that they said that the membership has gone up 400% at that library. They could have paid to have people come. They can have people pay to see exhibit, but it's free to the public. Mm-hmm. And Jay-Z, his team came to him and said the library wanted to do this. He had no clue what it looked like until he went to it, and he was mesmerized. He said he didn't expect. He thought it would be like a little small exhibit. He didn't expect it to be as massive as it is.
Because that's where Gail did his interview.
Yeah.
So that was his first time seeing it.
Yeah.
When they did the interview for him, and it's just amazing how they did it. They really, and like outside they have, the lyrics, and then over the top they have the Black Lives Matter letters over the top. So it's just, you know, and it was just a mix of a mosh posh of everybody. It wasn't just specifically it was a mosh posh. It was white people with their kids up in there like, oh, this is easy. So that in of itself, so that was an awesome experience.
Yeah, they said people coming from all over the world just to see that exhibit, and they extended it, like you said, to his birthday on December 4th. So I definitely want to check that out. I probably won't because I won't be into New York till late December, but whatever. But anyway, Chige, you do anything?
I checked out some of these movies for the Stephen Knight show. What do you mean? I was working.
I can't wait to hear it. Well, listen, our question of the day is, what is one red flag about yourself? I'll start with you, Chige.
I don't even know where to start. I am the red flag.
All right.
The whole thing. This is the red flag.
Linnea, do you have any red flags for yourself?
I think Chike can attest to this for me. I take shit personal. Because I'm an empath, I take shit personal. And I'm working on it. And not everything, but when it comes to dealing with people, you know, that I thought was one thing and it turned out they weren't, like I take stuff real personal. So yeah, that's a red flag for me, just taking stuff personal, because then it kind of makes you, you know, it puts you at an emotional guard when you take it personal. And that's what I'm working on. I'm not, you know, I have effing moments with other things, but you know, with certain things I take stuff personal.
Yeah. I think with me, I'm moody. I'm a Pisces, so I'm moody. And so, but it's not like that I'm like moody, like drastic, but people expect me to be on 10 all the time. And so when I'm kind of quiet and relaxed, what's wrong with you? Why are you acting like, I'm really just chilling. I've seen that happen. So, but yeah. Well, Twitter's on will let us know what's one red flag about yourself. All right. So the New York Times and Syleena polls suggest that Biden's multiracial and multi-generational coalition, critical to success in 2020, is decaying. Voters under the age of 30 favor the president by only a single percentage point. His lead among Hispanic voters is down to single digits, and his advantage to urban areas is half of Trump's edge in rural regions. Black voters, a core Biden demographic, are now registered in 22% in these states for Trump, a level that the New York Times reported was unseen in presidential politics for a Republican in modern times. The president's staunch support for Israel and current Middle East crisis has also prompted criticism from young and progressive voters. So what do you think on this, that Trump is getting 20% of the Black vote according to this poll, and that he is up in some of these critical states? I'll start with you, Chige.
You was asking about red flags earlier. This is a damn red flag.
This is a red flag, yeah.
So I make no qualms about some of my political beliefs. I am not for dictatorship.
Right.
I'm not for losing of rights. I'm not for suppression of any kind. Regardless of whatever it is, how you feel about certain candidates, whether it be age, even though both of them are close in age.
Right. Exactly.
You got to look at the merits. You got to look at what was done, what wasn't done. Compare the two terms. I'm not telling you to pick one over the other, but if you like a certain way of life and you want to live a certain way, you want to continue to have certain freedoms while you still have them, then you need to vote one way. If you want things to change and you want to be told what to do, where you can go and how you can get there, or maybe not, then vote the other way. The choice is yours, but the way of life is on the line, and it depends on who you vote for.
Yeah. And Linnea, with these indictments, 91 indictments, you know, he had to testify today in the case which showed that he inflated his wealth or his property so he could get better loans and different services. Why, for some reason, is this attracting more people to him, it seems?
I'm not going to say what I said to Jay earlier because we had this conversation. And the fact that you updated this after I printed out the first one, but we ain't going to go there, Steve. I don't want to. No, you know what? I am. Ignorance, stupidity, more on top of more ignorance.
Mm-hmm.
And there was one of those Fox people who had said Trump is attractive to Black people now because he's being treated like a Black person. He's being persecuted like a Black person. That is ignorant.
Yeah.
They are banking on your ignorance.
Yeah.
They are, and Jay said this earlier. You don't even know what the branches of the government are. So how can I even expect for those types of people to even understand the gravity of this situation? You only got a glimpse of it when that man was in office.
Right.
If he gets back in, we're beyond Pandora's box. We're beyond it. We're absolutely positively beyond it. And it's scary.
Yeah.
It's beyond scary. It's like, what do you do?
Mm-hmm.
You can't.
It's Twilight Zone-ish.
You took the words right. I was about to do the music, but you took the words right out of my mouth. It would, because it's like, what do you do? Where do I go? How do I move? I don't know.
Right.
I don't, because we know these people. Unfortunately, there are people that we know.
Yeah, exactly.
I know them, intimately, but we know them. And then you gotta look at them. I gotta look at you sideways, and I know I can't mess with you if you think that what he is doing makes sense to you. Any of it,
right?
It's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
If you think that what this man is doing, he's made a mockery of the presidency. He's trying to make a mockery of the judicial system by going up. There was a gag order that he didn't even adhere to.
Nope.
And then you go off on a tangent while and there's no respect anywhere. None. And it's just like, okay.
And the crazy thing is the people in his cabinet who served in his cabinet, a lot of them have come out with books or come out against him and saying that it's like having a kindergartner in the White House. He's unfit to serve. They're telling, these are people that worked with him, that he appointed, that worked with him, and they're all saying it would be horrible for this country if he becomes president again. And all it does is just, I watch there are these people on TikTok and I'm sure on other platforms, but they go to these rallies, they interview the people, and they are just clueless. They don't even know why they support him. Like, he'll ask them questions, they don't even know the answers. You know what I mean? They just, something about him is infectious to them, and they support this man, and I don't get it. I don't get it.
But you know what? Sometimes, Stephen, I think it's sheer ignorance, because we live in the information world, right? And I do believe that certain things are being marketed to certain people for certain objectives. Right. I do get that, and I understand that, and I wholeheartedly believe it. However, in this information age, if you do not pick up a device and find out any information on your own independently from what someone has told you, then you are responsible.
Exactly.
We are now living in a country where in certain places, anybody can have a gun, and you don't need to be on your property to use it. You can take it out. I'm going to the market. I'm going to the circus. I'm going to the carnival. I'm going to the library with a gun. Why do you do that? Why do you need that?
Right. I read these comments online, and some people are, they're just so ignorant about all of it. Ignorant. So people, please do your research. Do your research. All right, so there's this ex NBA player. His name is Joe Smith, and so he married a former adult film star, Keisha Chavis, and so anyway, so apparently she quit the industry. They've been married, living a good life, but apparently he found out that after a year, she's been on an OnlyFans page. She has her own OnlyFans account. He found out and he confronted her. She records the conversation online, and she's saying that she was doing it to raise money for both of them, and she's only doing it. It's only herself in the video. She's not partnering with anybody else, collaborating, as they call it. And so as a result, he left her after that argument online. And so she's been doing some interviews because this has gone viral. Well, in a recent interview, she was talking about her personal body count. And she says that her body count is low because she doesn't count the people she slept with while she was working. She only counts the people that she actually slept with romantically. So her body count is low. So Linnea, you're a woman. What are your thoughts on this lady?
She full of shit. Point blank, period. She has unequivocally embarrassed this man, degraded this man.
Yes.
First of all, I'm a sports person. Joe Smith was in the NBA for 16 years. You ain't never heard nothing about Joe Smith because that's how he's kept his business.
Right.
That's how he's kept his business. This man played for 12 teams throughout his 16-year career in the NBA.
Right.
Now, he was married to someone else before her, and he has children with that person, which those children should be older by now.
Right.
But when she came into this, I think he was segueing out of the NBA. And he may have already been out. They've been together for like 13 years.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
This broad said she created it. She didn't tell him. She created an OnlyFans page for him, and he didn't know about it.
Mm-hmm.
And she specifically said, "Oh, I got a video of us. If I wanted to put it up, I could just put it up." This man is going through something right now.
Right.
He's going through it, and his mental health is at stake. And this broad is out here completely dismantling him in a way that a woman should not do to, if you claim you love your man. And if I don't know if y'all watch It Is What It Is with Cam and Mace, them two fools.
Yeah.
But she did an interview
with
a chick who was on that show, and Cam. She was flirting so hard with Cameron.
Yeah.
And Cam, I guarantee you, if Cam tried to get it, she would give it up.
That was the headline. The headline that he was
blank, period. Yeah. If you watch that, it was cringeworthy. Jay and I talked about this. Like, she is just completely just tearing this man down. He did an interview. You know, black men don't like to cry, and he was really trying to hold it together. But that man is broken.
Yeah. And
she's trying to put the nail in his coffin, talking about she want him to come home. Joe, don't go home. Don't go back to that broad. Don't go. And I know that is easier said than done because he loved her. He said, I love her, but I can't talk to her right now. I can't talk to her right now. She said, I'm being petty. I'm manipulative. Boo. First of all, she was a subpar porn star.
That's what they said. It's not that great.
She ain't on none of my list of my favorites. Let me make that clear. She was a subpar porn star, period.
Yeah.
Good evening. I'm sorry.
So some people argue, well, because she said to him, well, you knew what I was when you married me, or when we got together. Does she have a point, or?
Well, absolutely. She has a point, and he should listen. Mom used to always have this saying, how you get them is how you lose them. I'm just saying. At what point do you take into consideration, and I'm all for women's lib. I like to believe that I'm a feminist. I like that my friend Linnea, I support her in all her femininity and everything that she does. I believe in girl power and all that. However, once you become a union, you are together. I get the whole girl power and empowerment and, you know, being independent and having your own rights, but something as personal as sexuality within a marriage, I think you should have consulted your husband before you decided to do something like that, even though porn was your background. Even though porn was your background, you are now married to this man. You are not a porn artist anymore. And now you're making yourself an OnlyFans artist, but without his knowledge. To me, that's a breach on the union.
Yeah.
He has every right to be upset.
Absolutely.
And in a lot of cases, you know, she's lucky she came out of that unscathed. I'm just saying.
And it seems
everybody's not always there.
And it seemed like he was more upset that she was recording this argument that we're having. We're having this discussion, and you're recording it online.
Because what it reeks to me is that she's looking for something else. She's trying to be relative.
Yeah.
She's trying to have clout. And she's using him to do it.
And the fact
it sounds like some other woman that's in the industry that's kind of sort of doing the same thing that may have wrote a book, but I don't know what she was trying to do. You know.
And I
hope this isn't trendy. I hope this isn't a thing that women are trying to do now. Please don't let this be a thing.
It is. I feel like it is.
No, please don't.
Like
Lord Jesus, take the wheel. No.
I'm gonna say this. When it first came out, Jay said to me, "Vay, I guarantee you, she trying to get some reality type situation."
I thought
he was like, I don't know if they in cahoots, but he was like, she got to be trying to get some reality type thing going. And I'm like, but Joe Smith not even relevant enough to have a storyline. But you know, you never know.
Now he does. Now he is.
Now, but he's in regards to what Steven said. Steven, he was like, you know, we've had our arguments.
Right.
She never pulled out no camera before, and I'm wondering why she pulling out a camera while she recorded me. He's like, that's why she saw me walk out, because I didn't want to do or say something that would come back on me. And he was like, when I walked out that house and I left. Yeah. And he won't talk to her right. He will not talk to her right now. He's like, I know at some point I gotta talk to her, but I'm not talking to her right now. Yeah. And he said, he was like, if she would have had a conversation with me and we talked about it, you know what I mean? But for me to find out the way that I did, you my wife. I know what you used to do, but that should have been a conversation. Right. And all jokes, I think I said this to TK. I said it today. I said, "Babe, you think I can do an OnlyFans? I just show my feet, because you know people on there making money." He's like, "No, somebody gonna identify your feet and know it's you." Oh. Exactly. So I can't do OnlyFans.
No OnlyFans for you. No. Well, we know Lauryn Hill is notoriously known for being late to her shows. Well, she's keeping all things all the way real with her fans, addressing her concert her tardiness. Additionally, the singer is open about her touring the world off of the debut and only album, Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. Now, according to the singer's official website, the 25th anniversary tour for her debut album is currently underway. TMZ reports that Hill's tour made a recent stop in Los Angeles on evening of Saturday, November 4th. Footage of the tour stop obtained by the Shade Room shows the 48-year-old singer speaking passionately to her fans about her tardiness from the concert stage. She said, they hate that she's late. She's late. Yo, y'all are lucky I make it on this stage every night. He'll explain that she doesn't perform a concert due to societal expectations, but rather her own duty to God. As the singer's impassioned speech continues, she recalled her debut album success. However, she explained that no one showed up to ask if she wanted to make another one. She said, so I went around the world and I played the same album over and over and over. because we're survivors. And we're not just the survivors, we're thrivers. So she got some backlash from this. People were applauding in the audience, but she got some backlash because it says when she's saying that y'all lucky that I come on the stage every night, it's like, you're lucky they were buying the tickets to come see you perform, so you have a place to come on stage. And, you know, she's been known for coming 2-3 hours late to a show. People have to get childcare. They have to get, you know, different concessions. What are your thoughts on her remarks, Chike?
I'll be trying to avoid Lauryn Hill questions like the plague, man, because it gets me in trouble. I love Lauryn Hill's music. I love her as an artist. I think she is so friggin' dope. I say all that up front. However, the business of things I cannot contend with. I don't like tardiness of any kind. Anyone that knows me knows I'm a very punctual person. And I know in the arts things happen. And I know that one of her reasonings for showing up late sometimes is because, or not at all, sometimes is because the energy wasn't with her. Yeah, I can't stand behind that. I'm an artist myself. I know plenty other artists, and that doesn't fly for a lot of people, especially when you've made a business out of your art. I could see you not wanting to put a canvas up in your living room and paint today because the energy wasn't with you. That's on your dime, nobody else's. But if people paid to come see you and give you that platform and to contribute to that name that you live off of, I think you owe them something, and you owe them what they paid for. That's just my thought on it. Sorry.
Yeah.
But and for that, I'm sorry. I will not ever buy a Lauryn Hill ticket because that's my expectation of her. Like, I don't know what I'm going to get. And I'm not a gambler.
Yeah. Linnea?
People do spend their money. And you expect for something to be on time. But I would like to say that I got something else from that speech. Something deeper. That I felt in the way that she was speaking, and not necessarily, you know, I get here when I get here. It's just been hard. It's hard for me to get here and stay here and remain here because it's been a fight. Because correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't she kind of blackballed a little bit at some point?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I got from that speech. I don't think that she was saying F y'all so much, but more F the, you know, the powers that be. That's what I got from that because it was a lot of emotion in that.
It was. She was very emotional.
But you know, I wouldn't buy no ticket though, because I like to be on time for stuff. And after a certain time, we turn into pumpkins. We got to get home because we get sleepy.
Right.
And we're ready to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we won't be purchasing that, but well, love you, Lauren.
We love Lauryn Hill, and the thing is, while I do agree, you could tell she was speaking not to the fans really about they're lucky, but things she's going on maybe in business behind the scenes. But when you show up to a concert late, you're supposed to apologize. You know what I mean? You're supposed to apologize. Well, you know, even I told you, y'all went to see Beyonce and she was late. It was kind of obvious why she was late because traffic was so bad. Cars were still coming in when she supposed to hit the stage. She didn't mention it, but she gave a great show. You know what I mean? She just got right to it when she opened the stage. But I think the thing with Lauryn Hill is she's known. You can almost guarantee she's gonna be late to that show. You know what I mean? And so I guess there'll be fans that always show up and there's something like, you know what? I gotta go to bed at what time, you know. So
I mean, it'll bother her if she start losing, you know, the people don't start filling them seats.
She'll come early then. The spirit will hit then.
Yep.
All right. Well, a mayor and pastor reportedly ended his life days after a conservative website published an article with photos of him allegedly wearing women's clothing and makeup. F.L. Copeland, the mayor of Smith Station and pastor of First Baptist Church in Phoenix City, died early February evening, as reported by AL.com. Lee County Sheriff Jay Jones said Copeland died around 5 p.m. after he was pulled over by police after a slow pursuit and used a handgun to end his life. They said he exited the vehicle, produced the handgun, and took his own life. His death occurred 2 days after 1819 News published an article with screenshots of Copeland's allegedly wearing women's clothing and makeup. On Wednesday, Copeland addressed the report and apologized to his church members for his private life being exposed to the public. He said, "The article is not who or what I am. I apologize for any embarrassment caused by my private and personal life that has become public. This will not cause my life to change. This will not waver my devotion to my family, serving my city, or serving my church. God will always protect you, take care of you. He will see you through any and absolutely everything." So he was elected in 2016 as mayor and reelected in 2020 and gained national attention for his response to a deadly tornado that killed 23 people in Lee County and toured with former President Donald Trump at the devastated areas. The 1819 News wrote in the article that Copeland allegedly had a secret life as a transgender woman under the name Brittany Blair Summerlin. The report also shows screenshots of hidden Reddit pages and private Instagram accounts. He reportedly also wrote fan fiction on various websites under a pseudonym. The outlet claims that he asked them to delete the article to protect his family and his job as a pastor. After the interview, Copeland promptly deleted the accounts and asked them not to be made public due to his family and position as pastor. Copeland initially denied having any knowledge of the accounts, but when it was made aware of his social media evidence, he quickly admitted to running the page. He also said that his wife was aware of his activity, but no one else in the community was. Copeland told 1819 News dressing up as a woman had been a hobby since youth as relates to his anxiety, as a way of releasing anxiety. So here this man is, he cross-dresses in his time off. This news outlet finds out about it. They write an article about it with evidence. He asked them, please don't post this because of my family and because of my church. They posted it anyway, and he ends his life. But it speaks also to, because, this is a conservative man and the conservative community, they're not, they're very strict on certain things, but typically those are the people that are still doing it behind closed doors. You know what I mean? So, Linnea, what are your thoughts on this? Was the news publication wrong, or is it their job to report the news?
So you play a very dangerous game with people's lives, because there was also some things from my understanding that they published that they had to retract because there was no validity to some statements that they said he had made, and they couldn't find anything, so they had to retract that information. It is hypocritical. It's to do as I say, not as I do. And you can't do both. You can't be this pastor with a family, and then because you have anxiety, you choose to dress up as an alter ego as a woman, but you're conservative, so you really don't support that. It doesn't make sense. But I mean, I feel for his family.
Yeah.
And this is what happens when people dig into people's lives. See, you are going after that person, but you're not thinking about the domino effect that it has on the people in their lives and who that's going to affect.
Yeah.
So those are the people that I feel sorry for, because now he's left them. You started this train. Now he's left them to pick up all these pieces, courtesy of you wanting a scoop. Ba-dum-bum.
Yeah. Chike, what are your thoughts on this?
First of all, blessings to the family and the loved ones connected to this.
Yeah.
You know, it's from one of those towns, from one of them religions, you know, one of them states, and it's a shame in certain areas when they teach people about God, it's either over here or it's over here.
Mm-hmm.
And the reality of the world we live in, by you could tell by this the color of our skin, we come in different hues, it's different textures, different colors. It's a rainbow of people, and there's a rainbow of people and how they are existing here on earth. So the fact that you had a pastor who was a transgender, who was also living in one of those states in one of those towns in this country, you know, that's a story, right? He's a real human being. Where is the mercy? Where is the grace? Perhaps that man grew up stifled, but perhaps that's who he was his whole life. And he grew up stifled because of the religion. He was caught. Have some sympathy, have some grace. These are human beings. But, and I'm not going to hold you, the journalist and the writer inside of me, while you're telling me this story, that is an awesome story, because it is. But that doesn't mean you need to make it a sensation, because people are connected to it. I say pick it apart in the sense of maybe getting education from it, maybe to teach you how to treat your fellow sister or fellow brother better, if we learn about how this goes down.
Yeah.
But stop judging people and making people spectacles.
It's almost one of those things like, you know, you think the news organization are doing their job by reporting the news, but look what can happen. You know what I mean?
But if you think about it, you think about that town, that religion, that state, that is news to them. That's what's
Right.
important to them.
Exactly.
You can't have this. This is a sin against everything. This is what they're trying to do to us. This right here.
Well, especially if he's one of those conservatives that was voting against certain rights for different people and things like that.
My whole point. My whole point.
Yeah. That's a tragic story. Well, this next story I can relate to. So an Airbnb host in San Antonio, Texas, has gone viral after recent guests highlighted the home's alleged checkout chore list and hefty cleaning fee. So 32-year-old man who only wished to be identified as Brandon spoke with Newsweek for an interview published on Thursday, November 2nd. During the conversation, Brandon explained that he's a graduate student based in Houston, Texas. He, his wife, and 2 kids vacation in San Antonio October 13th through the 15th. The family chose to stay in Airbnb, and he said he did because it was cheaper to get a 3-bedroom place over 3 hotel rooms. But the Airbnb costs also include a $165 cleaning fee, Newsweek confirmed. This only exacerbated the particularly irritating experience that Brandon and his family encountered when they were met with the chore list upon checkout. So the chore list that Brandon posted on Reddit required them to strip all white linen from beds, leave them on the bedroom floor, leave comforter on bed, start a load of all white towels with bleach, wash and put away all dishes and glasses, remove all food from refrigerator, remove all trash from the bedroom and kitchen, and replace bags. Place trash in brown bin in garage, leave all floors the way you found them, clean and clutter free. Clean with a Swiffer if needed. Additionally, on the list, they want you to check for the left behind belongings and lock all windows and doors. Now, Brandon titled his Reddit post as Airbnb is getting out of hand. Then he shared his thoughts on the post. Now, again, he paid $150 cleaning fee, and then I'm asked to do this list on checkout. Now, they reached out to Airbnb, and Airbnb said that they recently changed their policy this year to make sure that checkout list is posted on the ad so people see it prior to booking the room. But on the Q&A form on the Airbnb website, it seems to suggest that adding a check-in and checkout instructions is optional. It's not required by the host. And they said usually they suggest things such as locking up, cleaning dirty dishes, taking out trash, and other similar requests. So Newsweek doesn't share whether Brandon expressed noticing the instructions before booking the room, but he did admit that they probably won't be allowed him to come back because they didn't do any of those chores when they were asked to. So, but this is the thing. I always find it weird because they do have the cleaning fee. That's the biggest thing you see on there outside of the, your daily charge. But then they ask you to do all the work. So what am I paying for? Chicken, what are your thoughts on this?
First of all, you gotta read the contract.
Right.
Gotta read it. Read it, because they'll slide in some stuff on you, especially what I've noticed in the particular location and what type of rental you're getting, what type, that contract changes a little bit. So you got to pay attention to the contract. But for the most part, I haven't had any crazy checkout situations. For the most part, it's pretty much that. And I do that even in a hotel. I just gather up any linens that are dirty and they go in one area. I semi kind of keep it clean anyway. So you don't really have to do much.
Yeah.
That's just normal.
Yeah. If you look at my Airbnb, my reviews, most of them say he's so clean. One of the cleanest people. That's what it says on that my thing. But what's this $165 cleaning fee? What does that cover if I'm having to do all this other stuff? What are your thoughts on that?
So this is how I feel, right? I'm not an Airbnb person. I've tried it. The last experience was in South Carolina. Pictures were beautiful.
Oh yeah.
Me and Tiff got there. That looked like somebody's nana house deep down in the South, with just old, and it was all kinds of stuff going on.
Yeah.
And it was just not a comfortable situation. But Chike knows I have OCD. So certain things for me just kind of make sense. If you put food in the refrigerator, then you need to empty it. If you got garbage, you need to empty it. If you use them people's dishes, you need to clean them. That just makes sense to me. If you use it, then you need to make sure that you cleaned up after yourself. All right, maybe taking the linens off, but like Chike said, if I'm in a hotel, which I'm 4 stars or better, I'm going to a hotel. Once I get ready to leave, I'm stripping everything down. I done checked my room like 25 times to make sure I ain't forget nothing. I'm checking under the bed. I'm checking behind the bed.
Right.
I'm checking everything to make sure I haven't forgotten anything. So, I mean, I know that, the fees are becoming ridiculous with people charging different fees for just, but that's the chance that you take. At least you know what you're getting with a hotel. You don't know what you get with an Airbnb.
Very true.
You know what I mean? So you take that chance, and like Chike says, what we don't do, people don't be reading.
Exactly.
I'll just be signing and don't be reading.
Yeah.
And they get caught with that fine print.
It's true. It's true. Well, our last story. So a female pastor warns women, do not wear your natural hair when you're trying to find a husband. She says, show him that after you've entered the marriage because he can't do anything about it.
Oh, wow.
So Lanier,
wow.
This pastor, she's an African pastor. She says, do not show your natural hair. She says, wait until after you married him, secured the bag, then show him. Because he can't do anything about it after that. What are your thoughts?
I need y'all not to listen to these people. I need y'all not to, especially, a lot of Africans, they use bleach whitening on their skin. They do the whole European thing. And then if you've ever seen the before a wedding, and then once that makeup is done, it's a completely different person.
Yeah.
Don't listen to these. Let me tell you something. This wig coming off at some point. You're going to see this head. You're going to see all of the lashes, none of that. The best thing my man said to me last week while I'm in my natural state, just in the kitchen cooking. He said, "This is the way that I love you. Because this is when you are your most authentic self.
Yeah.
No glitz, no glam, no nothing, no wig. Chick ain't know. I used to have to switch my wigs up when I was single." And he caught on to it. And he caught it. I was like, wait a minute. What you been doing with your wig? Mind your business. Listen. But yeah, don't listen to this heifer. Please don't listen to her. Don't do that to yourself. Is she married?
I hope she is. She giving this advice. But that goes.
That wig look like somebody from Planet of the Apes is sitting on her head. But okay.
But what this is actually a big conversation, Chike. So should you show your partner your flaws before you get married? Or your natural state before you get married?
First of all, homegirl's giving out this advice. What happens when the man say, take that wig off? Before you're not getting this ring until you take that wig off. Because some men will do that. Some men, listen, ladies, I'm going to just tell you straight up. Your average man, the average, likes natural hair. Your average man likes natural hair. All that extra stuff that you're doing, you're doing it for yourself. You really are. It gets in the way. It's a bother. We don't need to see it. We don't want to be bothered with it. So when we see you with it off, the sooner the better. The sooner the better. No surprises. Just saying. With that being said, Stephen, I'm sorry. With that being said, there was a film or a meme that I saw, and this man married this woman, and she said in the video, I think you saw this too. She said, no fellatio. And he had already married her.
Yeah.
And he was like, my wife will be, he didn't use that word, but he said she will be. And she was like, oh, no, I'm not. And he was like, I want a divorce. And he was dead serious.
So he's like, we're not getting married. He's like, we're not getting married.
Yeah, we're not getting married. Sorry. Because she made that a contingency. Oh, I'm not doing that. And he was like, we're not getting married.
Has she already been doing it?
No. She was saying that that wasn't something that she was going to do once she got married. And he was like, oh, my wife will. And she was like, well, I'm not. And he was like, wedding's off.
Nope.
In front of the family and everything. So y'all can play around with these wigs if y'all want to. Y'all can play around. Yeah. Y'all gonna be husbandless.
There was a video on Instagram, it was a while ago, and the girl was, they were at the thing, and the husband saw her. He's like, she gotta take this makeup off. We not going. He's literally wiping the makeup off while they're at the altar.
Oh wow!
He's wiping the makeup off. Like at some point, how do you present? People, they bring in their representatives in the beginning. So when you gonna change that up?
So wait, I'm sorry. Just that moment that you just said, Linnea, it hit me as something. You think about it like this. You have these two people at the altar, right? Men don't wear makeup. You're always getting our genuine face regardless. You're seeing us for who we are, right? Women can do makeup in a variant different ways to look different, look slimmer, look chunkier, more contour. You can do different things and you can look like a totally different person. This man is standing before whoever he finds the creator to be to promise his life to this person. And he's looking at somebody that he can't recognize. That would mess with me spiritually.
Yeah.
Dad, take all that off. I need to see who you are. I need to see your spirit before I decide to get married. So ladies, stop telling lies. Stop lying.
Interesting conversation. Well, listen, Linnea, thank you as always for Hot Topics. Chike, I'll see you in movie reviews. When we come back, movie reviews right back after this.